we heard that there was a touring exhibition around Europe, and we just thought we have to go and see it first of all, and secondly we have to secure this and try and bring it back to Northern Ireland, which is absolutely the home of Game of Thrones filming. So it's been on 4 stops already in Europe. This is its last stop, the only stop in the UK and Ireland. When we knew that we had secured it for Belfast, Northern Ireland, we decided, look, we have to make this different. This is the home of Game of Thrones filming. We really need to nod the head to that and recognise that. So we worked with GES Events and we have introduced 2 new areas that have never been seen before. One is the Dragon Skull Pit, and for fans who get an opportunity to come and see that, it is just incredible. As you walk round the corner, there is a massive reveal of a dragon skull, which is actually the size of a small helicopter. So it's brilliant. We've also introduced the Winterfell Crypt, which is guarded by 2 stone direwolves. And I just think fans are going to think that that is incredible to see something that has been such a big part of the filming of the show here up close and in person.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, there's so many happy memories in that room for me, including the outfit that I proudly wore for 5 years. My actual outfit's in there. So it's always a delight to see that again. I was very, very fond of that outfit and during my time on the show. But to see some of the other outfits, they're stunning. Obviously, you didn't always have a chance to work with certain actors because their storyline was maybe in a completely different area to where your storyline was. So to see some of the outfits up close and personal, to see the amount of detail on them and just how much of a genius Michelle Clapton was in designing this stuff, yeah, it brings a smile to my face every time I walk through it.
It starts with me drawing and thinking of ideas and reading the scripts and thinking of the colours and thinking about the journey and where these people go for that season, and maybe a little bit of where they might end up eventually. And so from those with my assistant designers and buyers, then we try fabrics and we start dyeing samples, and the cutter will start cutting toiles just to see what they look like, and then we'll fit those on the actor to see how they fit the actor and talk about the journey. And then from then it just goes through whatever process it needs. If it's a dress like this behind us, it will, some areas will be sent off to the pleaters because we have to pleat, and then we'll just do more samples of colour to make sure it's good on the actor's skin, and then the metal work for the collar will start being created. So it's all these different processes, and they all start from a drawing. But you know, the drawing isn't the end of it. The drawing is just the start of it. And as we move along, sometimes those costumes shift and change a bit. You know, we might decide actually that neckline isn't so good. Let's take it down. So each element and each part of the journey, it will evolve.
You have to come and see these things in person. We're lucky enough that we get to actually deal with them on a day-to-day basis and get to mess around with them, play with them and look at them and marvel at the craftsmanship that goes into them. But there are plenty of things that I've never seen here. You know, there are things from other storylines that I've never been involved with, and it's incredible to see. There's so much detail, there's so much work that goes into this show, and there's really something to be said for experiencing these things in person. You get so much more from it than just watching something on screen. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you have to see it, and if you're not a Game of Thrones fan, you should really come and just appreciate the art of it all, the time that's gone into all this stuff here, the thought that's gone into it, and just how beautiful and well thought out it is, just as works of art. It's well worth seeing.
There are lines in this series that come back to haunt you. And I remember a line delivered by Ramsay Bolton several seasons ago, and it struck a resonance in me. And the line was, if you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention. I worry about that line. I really worry about that line. So, will there even be a throne at the end of it? Who knows?